Hi guys, welcome back to Butte Mountain Homestead, or if you're new, welcome. I hope there's some new faces. Today's pretty exciting. I stopped by, well, exciting for me, but I am a gardener, homesteading, planting, all the good stuff. So I was able to pick up a Avondale red bud. Look, it's already starting to provide these. See if you can focus. Gorgeous bright pink. I'll see if I can put a picture up on the screen if I figure out how to do that. But I'm going to plant that out in the greenhouse garden. That only gets 10 to 12 feet tall and wide, so that'll be perfect. And it does require a little bit of shade. So where I plan on planting it will be in this corner on the other side of that fence. And that cottonwood tree right there, see if I can zoom, there we go. That cottonwood tree right there is going to get huge. And it already provides a little bit of shade for this area. So yeah, this is better. It's gonna be right over on the other side there. And I'll show you when I get out there. But I'm not gonna do it today because we got 2 inches of rain yesterday. So the ground's a little saturated. So I'm gonna wait a few days and make sure we're not going to really get a frost. Our average last frost date is Sunday the 12th. This video will come out after that, but the forecast doesn't show anything close to freezing. Actually it shows 40s and 50s. So yeah, that cottonwood tree that's facing north, so that way's east, so it'll provide afternoon shade, which will be perfect. And then, let's see, oh, the aftermath of the storm, I've got stuff to pick up everywhere. Well, solar light caps and just debris everywhere. So this weekend's going to be pretty busy. But let's see, got all sorts of goodies. Let's see, I got a peony. Let's see what kind we have here. Monsieur Jules Ali. So we'll see. Just got that at Home Depot. And then a President Greavy lilac, which I had that out in the potager, but I didn't water it how it was supposed to. Or I watered it differently than how it was supposed to. So I'm going to pay attention to that. Got a bunch of different fertilizers, some earthworm castings. I'm going to put that in all the beds because it had that crappy dirt in it from last year. See, I bought some basil, some celery, only because my celery are literally that big and there's some mold in there. And they've already kind of ran out of nutrients. So these collards are going to get potted today. The cosmos are getting up potted. Oh, and look at these. These are those super sweet cherry. Something didn't turn out right. I mean, they were in with everything else and they just don't look right. So I'm just gonna nix them. I have enough Sungolds. I have 3. I only needed 1, but not sure what that is because that is not a tomato. So I'm gonna kind of let it do its thing. I want to say it's a pepper because there's the peppers. And there's some calendula that my friend Clarice at Schofield Farm, she also has a YouTube channel. I'll link it down below. She brought those when she came to visit last summer or last spring. And then I think those are larkspur. Yep, larkspur. And then coreopsis. I'm going to leave them in here. I'm not sure they're going to do very well, but yep, these are the Abe Lincoln. So I think I'm going to have more than plenty of those. So I'm just going to get all these up potted. If I have enough containers. If not, I have to go raid my mother-in-law's stash because I gave her a lot of potted tomatoes last year. So, and then see, I picked up 2 ebb tide. Let's see, where are they? Ebb tide. They're not David Austin, but they're still ebb tide. So I don't care if they're David Austin. I'd like them to be David Austin, but they've been out forever. So I'm going to get those 2 planted in the spots where the others died last year. And these should be about the same size. So that should be fine. And then look at this. I am going to pick off all these, looks like diseased leaves. But a bay laurel, that's what you use for a bay leaf for cooking. And I'm going to just put it in a pot because this gets 60 feet tall and 20 feet wide. I don't want it to be 60 feet tall. So I am going to put it in a pot, and that'll keep it about the 5 or 6 foot, which is going to be perfect. I'll just have to repot it every 2 or 3 years. So I'll just need to keep track of that. It's the potting mix I'm using today. That's just what I grabbed. The price of that stuff has went through the roof too. So I just grabbed some of that because I'm just up potting. It's not what's going in the ground. Back to, excuse me, I have allergies. The almonds around here are in bloom, and they just, whew. But all the beds that had that contaminated dirt that I've amended twice. Yeah, twice. I'm going to go ahead and do a fine sprinkling of that over each of the beds. As well as, and the dogs are in the kennel. My dog Lewis and then his sister Cole. They're in the kennel because he's been taken off and being naughty, so we have to kind of contain him. And so just some regular fertilizer. I need to fertilize the blueberries and that type of stuff. So, and I have all of those rose bush prunings from last week, week before, that I need to get down to the brush pile. And so back to the celery. I just went ahead and got some celery starts today and some peas. Those are vegetable peas, not sweet pea, the flower. Mine, I show one popping up, but I planted 9 seeds and I only see one. So, and I'm about out of frozen peas. So this will give me plenty, and I'm going to do them. I'll show you where I'm going to plant them, but I'm going to have them go. I'm going to plant them on the outside of the arch trellis so it goes up and over. Like I said, I'll show you. And the basil, I might just keep the basil under the lights. Just because they like warm weather. Even though they're out at the store, that doesn't mean everything you see at the store is ready to go into the ground. So, and they've gotten a little bit of extra water, as I can see there. So I'm just going to probably keep those under the grow lights. Just until I know we're out of frost and we do start getting some warmer weather. And then I like to, for the first fertilizing on my roses, is give them a granular, because it has the systemic for pests and such. Listed pets, rainproof protection. And then after that, I just use the fish emulsion. So that's a busy weekend, besides all the cleanup. I mean, seriously, the winds yesterday were also, again, 40. We put the chairs there for right now. I need to spray for weeds. I mean, this is just, whew, I need some dry weather. Just a little bit. Just so I can get some organic spray on those weeds. I need to weed eat them and get them. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. And I have a couple pots available for me to do put the bay laurel in. Oh, and when I pruned the maple tree, about a month or so ago, a few weeks ago, I just, last year I did the wrong thing by topping it. So it had nothing to photosynthesize. So I basically cut off its source, and that's why it didn't do anything. So this one, I just pruned it, and then right before I put it in the soil, I did another fresh cut. And I mean, it's got buds on it. So we'll see if I can get this to root. I mean, that's what they do with bare roots. But we'll see. I'd like for it to take. That'd be awesome. And then we'd have another free red sunset maple. But yeah, see, got weeds. Those are easy to pull, especially after the rain yesterday. But I need to get this trained up. The jasmine is kind of going haywire. Look, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I need to get it trained up and tied to the trellis. And yeah, just do lots of stuff. So as long as it doesn't rain or have heavy winds, then I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to get some up potting done. And I will try to show you as much as I can. I'm going to go get my tripod and then I can kind of show you. So hang tight. Okay, so what I'm doing is I just dumped some mix in here. It's already pre-dampened. Normally if it was sitting out dry, I would add some water, make it damp, but I'm just going to go ahead and fill these up. I'm making labels. I have 8. One little guy I'm going to go ahead and leave, and then I have 8 that I can transplant, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 8. So I'm going to make 7 more tags. Like I said, I'm going to leave one little guy. Again, excuse my nose, I just took an allergy pill. But so I'm going to make the tags, get these potted up, and I'll show you what I do when I divide them. These 2 are a little close, but I think they'll be okay. This one I'm just going to take right out of the cell. These I'm going to have to divide. And, oh, there's one here. I'm just going to go ahead and sacrifice that one, actually. There it is right there. Don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I have 8. So I'm going to make these tags up real quick. I'll be right back. So what I did was I just filled it up. And then I mean, it's plenty. It's kind of holding together. There's no water coming out. But then I just make a spot in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'll do the division ones first. So carefully, and as you can see, those have got some pretty good roots on them. They weren't coming out the bottom. The ones I did yesterday, the celebrities and the beefsteak, they were coming out the bottom, but those have got some pretty good roots. And you just carefully just divide it in half. See? And then I'm going to bury it pretty deep. And then these will live in here for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I'm going to get them probably the middle of April if I can. Like I said, I kind of oopsed it with planting the onions. So I may have to think of a plan B if the onions aren't ready by the time these need to go in the ground. Or these will need to have to be up potted again and then get planted. Some people plant around Mother's Day. We're in zone 9 in Northern California, really hot. So I like them to be planted in April. That way they're setting fruit before the heat comes on, because anything over 90 degrees, they're not really going to do much. Last year we started 100 degrees consistently with maybe a few days in June, and it lasted till the end of October. 3 weeks in September, it was over 110. Actually, it was around the 110s. That was the time we had our air conditioner go out for 3 weeks. Was when it was the hottest day, 116 degrees. So, I digress. I do want these ready to go, but if not, I'll just up pot them again. That's just how it goes. That's my bad, and I'll have to pay attention. I thought by getting onions in sooner that they'd be done by the time these were going in. Otherwise, I wouldn't have did it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these potted, and I'll show you when I'm done. Another thing I do, you can't see it, it's backwards on there, but what I do is I put the original seed starting date, and then I do a dash, and I do the transplant date. So these are 3 days away from being 4 weeks from when I originally did them by seed. So that's what I do, so that I know all the dates are on there until they go in the ground. And then I still put these in the ground with them. I just put, I usually make it on my calendar when they go in the ground, plus the video here. So here I'm dividing the calendula, and they come out, and then you just carefully just wiggle them apart, and they'll kind of divide themselves. I kind of loosen a little bit of the dirt. Some are going to have more roots than the others, but that's okay. And these are the pink surprise calendula that my friend Carice from Schofield Farm gave me. So I found a couple more of the solo cups that I had holes in, so I'm just using everything I have because it takes every container I have at this time of year. So if people want to give you them, take them. It was storm, because by the time you think you have enough, you really don't. So there you go. I'm going to just poke a hole in the bottom of it. Put the tag in, and there you go. Okay, so I already had a casualty. I wasn't being very careful when I was taking them out, and one of the tops to the other strawberry blonde calendula, it got pinched between my finger and this, and it, oh no, never mind. Just kidding. There it is. Thought I lost it. I did not. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to try something new I've never done before. These larkspur, this potting soil mix, like I said, it got too moist. I'm going to leave the coreopsis in there. Oh, you know what? Never mind. What I might do is, because there is a little bit of mildew on there, so I'll just scrape away the mildew. I'm going to put some vermiculite on top to help absorb some of that water. What I was going to do was I was going to take this whole cell, and I was just going to put it in a bigger cell and then divide it later on. But they're still too little, and I don't want to disrupt the coreopsis that are kind of starting to poke through. There's some starting to poke through. So like I said, I'm just going to pour some vermiculite over it, and then just, I'm not going to water it right now, that's for sure. So anyways, it's kind of I'm kind of showing these things and changing my mind while I'm talking, just because sometimes you just have to talk them through, and as you're looking at them, you know what's best for them. But I honestly think these are too small to divide right now. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in there, so that'll give me 8 larkspur plants. And then I don't know how many coreopsis are going to come up, but I have one out in the garden that I want to transplant anyways. So if these don't come around because they got too wet, then I can always restart them or just transplant the one I have. Okay guys, and the camera's dying, so I'm not sure what's recording, so I will pick it back up tomorrow after I show you where everything's at. So have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hi guys, sorry about my camera dying yesterday. I will try to get out there and film what I got done all the way up till dark. I didn't have the camera obviously, but I got some of the shed cleaned out, and I got I got straw put in the chicken run because with all the rain they had a muddy chicken run, and wet feet chicken, they don't like it. So anyways, I'm going to go out there and get that filmed in a little bit. It's raining right now, but today, or right now, I'm actually browning some just stew meat, and I'm making barbacoa, which is that flavorful meat in Mexican dishes, and I'm going to do it in the pot instead of the crock pot today. So I'm just browning some meat. There's my braising liquid, all of the goodness. I'll try to link the Pinterest recipe that I use for it, but I've done it before in the crock pot on a day I wasn't going to be home, and it turns out delicious, and we end up having a lot left over. So I'm doing 2 pounds of stew meat. I was supposed to do 4 pounds, but that's how it goes. And then I have some refried beans that I had made, I think September or something. They've been in the freezer. So I'm going to get those thawing, and then I'm going to doctor those up because they're a little bland. And then we'll have some like Tex-Mex rice or something, probably cauliflower rice, so that I can keep it low carb as possible. I'm not counting the beans. But anyways, there's going to be projects on the inside today. I'll get out there and get the outside, show you. I got the celery planted and the peas planted. So I will be back in a little bit to show you that. Okay, I have all the meat browned, and then I put the braising liquid, and I don't like wasting any, so I added a little bit of water just to clean out the blender, clean this out. And then some chicken broth. And so now I just put the lid on it and let it cook on low for about 3-4 hours and turning it every 30 minutes. Luckily I'm inside today, so I will show you when it's done, but super easy. I mean, the ingredients are the chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, which I can show you one of those. Let's see. One of those, and I don't like it too hot, so I use 2 peppers and then 2 tablespoons of the sauce. And then, let's see, some garlic, apple cider vinegar, lime juice, cumin, oregano, clove, salt and pepper, and then chicken broth and bay leaves go in. That's it. Brown the meat in some olive oil, which I'm hearing mixed things on, but that's just how it goes. And salt and pepper. So now and I've done this before in the crock pot, but today I knew I was going to be in the house, so I'm just doing it on the stove top really low. All right, so I will see you this afternoon when I shred it up, and we'll go from there. Okay, it's sprinkling, so I'm going to kind of hurry. But yesterday I was able to get the bolted lettuce out of here, and I got 6 celery plants planted. And my seedlings are just too small and weak, and I want to get them in. So I went ahead and just did store-bought celery starts. Sometimes that's okay. I should have started them way earlier, but I didn't. And I got blueberries fertilized and soil acidifier put on them because we have very alkaline soil. And then I got peas planted, and this is what I was talking about, is this trellis goes up and over, so I want them to actually crawl up. I did plant some on the inside, but I don't think they're taking. One's taking over there somewhere. Oh, yep, right there. I'll show you. And then I replanted radishes, so we'll see if those take. No, Lewis. Yeah, there's a here right there. Let's see. Yep, right there. Little guy. Oh, he wants to go play. No, you can't go play. No. And the hens, I have their window open just for some fresh air. There's no wind blowing, so I do need to get in and get them some feed. Yesterday I got a lot of straw put down for them. I had put this on there to dry it out. I use old sheets for cover, but oh, actually I'm going to keep that on there to keep the, good idea, keep the bed drier. Oh, yesterday what I found, oh my gosh, is I was putting some straw down here, worms by the hundreds just in one spot. So I had to quickly kind of deter the chickens from them, but now I know I can just scoop out some of this goodness and go and put it, hey, get out of the birdseed, and go put it in the beds. So that's pretty cool. I need to clean up their water, get them some new water before it starts really raining. But, yep, got some straw down. Hens don't like wet feet. Keeps them cold. They do a lot through their feet. That's why in the summertime you keep their feet cool. Feet cool. So, hi, pretty girl. So I'm going to get there some food, get them some clean water. And I'm going to probably wrap this one up. Oh, and I got the bird feeders. Hey, get out of it. Get out of there. Get out of it. But yeah, I got the fruit trees fertilized and the blueberries fertilized and soil set up. Get out of there, Lewis, Jeffrey. Hey, get out of it. But, what was I saying? Got the birds some feed. Not sure. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I may show a picture at the end of the barbacoa that is slow cooking in the house. Oh, and I got radishes sown through here too. But the barbacoa just smells amazing in the house. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had grand plans to get this yard done today. I didn't realize it was going to rain, but it did. Or it is. So just everything's looking good. And it's nice to get the celery in there, and I'll be able to get some of that dehydrated and some put in the freezer. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But everyone have a wonderful week. And just remember to always be kind and do what makes you happy. We'll see you next week, guys, and thanks for coming back. Have a great day.